Okay, Larry, we're good to go.
Good to go. Good evening, everybody. My name is Larry Robinson. I'm chairman of the education. I'm not sorry, I take that back. I'm chairman of the youth service. This is a combined educational and youth service committee meeting. Yvonne's not here, right?
No, Mr. Chair, I don't see her.
Okay, so we'll continue. And if she can join in later, that's good. If not, we'll keep moving forward. So we're gonna go with our first presenter, Mr. Peter Serrano. Peter, introduce yourself, tell them where you're from and what you're going to talk about today.
Yes, sir. I want to thank you guys. I want to thank the leadership of the community board, the ladies and gentlemen that are in the committee, and also for my invitation to do this presentation. Basically, I just want to give you a little background about the South Bronx Concerned Citizens. Basically, our mission. By the way, do you have the PowerPoint in front of you, or?
It's up, Peter.
I'm looking at it now, Peter. It's up.
Is everybody looking at it, or just you?
Ralph says looking at it. I said I'm looking at it. So
okay, because I just.
Everybody sees it. Everybody sees it.
Yes,
okay.
I see it.
I have a way I want to do it, and I don't want to be reading everything. So, and by the way, this is about a conversation. It's not about just dictating to you something or whatever. But the South Bronx Concerned Citizens, we have a mission, and the mission is youth awareness and family unification. For the last few years, we've been having an after-school program, and we also been dealing with the anger management, the anti-violence initiative, which is a youth initiative and adult initiative for fathers. The idea with this program is for fathers to be able to understand more their roles and their understanding as to the relationship that they have with their wives, with their families, and with their children. A lot of times we have a hard time as men as far as the anti-violence program and such we see it. We used to have groups. We stopped having groups because of the fact of the matter that when you have a group, if you want somebody to say the truth, he's not going to say it. Okay? So what we did, we do have one-to-ones. So it's by appointment. They come in by appointment. They usually come in from parole, probation, ACS, all different branches of the criminal justice system. And it's basically about just basic domestic violence. Domestic violence is about anything that we do as far as men are concerned. Men can do almost anything to a woman, touch her by passing by, or just saying something that might not be appropriate to the lady. That right there brings about a reason for a person that you've been violent. It's the same thing as when a person is trying to push religion on you. That's violence. You know, when you're pushing something on a person, it becomes violent after a while. It doesn't become something that a person wants or needs. And so the South Bronx Concerned Citizens basically are always working in the area of trying to get youth to understand that fatherhood, being a good father is very, very important. As you notice, I have my mother there. She's Taino type Indian, and she's a beautiful person. She passed away quite a few years ago, but I always keep her in my heart, and I kind of put her in the picture here for me anyway. Our vision is basically focused again on family unification, increasing fathers' participation with the youth, developing positive relationships in, let's say, just plain friendships, dating, and also family. A lot of time hello? A lot of
Hello?
Is that noise there or is that here?
Oh, I'm sorry, it's me. Sorry.
I can't. There's a lot of noise coming from somewhere.
Go ahead, Peter. Go ahead. We hear you,
Okay.
Peter.
Yeah, right. Okay. So, so that's our focus, eliminating harm caused by violence. That is something that we want to do in our community. We do it, training, research, we do advocacy, we do policy change. Community education is the most important as far as we're concerned, because of the fact of the matter that there is a reason that all of us should be teaching everybody. We have so much education built into us, but we never really take the time to educate somebody else, somebody that is not a friend or somebody that we just see, somebody that we just like, and there's certain things that we have already in our educational process that we can share. One of the things, like for example, a person throws a piece of paper on the floor. Okay, you're passing by. You say to them, "Excuse me, I'm sorry, but don't you think we should keep our floors clean or our streets clean?" Well, there's a way to talk to people that you will get them to do what you want them to do, and at the same educate them as to do the kind of behavior that is needed for you to communicate. So what we do is we kind of always focus on the area which is highly important. Now one of the most important areas that we work in is basically on spirituality. We ask their permission to see if we can talk about certain area of spirituality that they might not be aware of. That sometimes, because of the fact that we are not connected into any system of spirituality except our own and our own will, what happens is that we go nowhere. We get nowhere because we have nothing. We have nothing inside of us that is really pushing us. Our concepts are just nothing. So we must continue to navigate all the areas of education that we can muster, as they say. Southbound Concerned Citizens, we're 936 Interval Avenue. Our information is right there. I'm a Vietnam veteran that was wounded in the war, came back to the community. I decided that I wanted to work with our people, the soldiers and other veterans, and I also am very committed, not only to the fact that I'm a veteran and I love my country, but I also very committed to my community. I've been living in Longwood community for the last almost 70 years. I came here from Puerto Rico. I know what it is, poverty. I know what it is to be first in line, last in line when it comes to being served. But the fact of the matter is that we have to grow out of those areas, and we need to educate other people. We have a lot of new people coming in, Mexicans, Dominicans, other from South America. These people need to be educated as to the behavior that need to perform. They believe that of one way in their country as to the way they perform with their wives, or if they hit them, nobody cares. Excuse me. Nobody cares. But here, there's rules and regulations as far as domestic violence. So right away, they get into trouble. They wind up going into court. They wind up losing their jobs. They wind up, all kind of things happen to these people. Now, they're already in a jam because they get very minimum wages. But at the same time, now they're being taken away because of the fact that they committed some kind of a small offense that did not need the discipline that was given. So then therefore us in the Southbound Concerned Citizens try to help these people not only in the concept of what the world is all about, but also in the concept of how spirituality works in our lives. So then, therefore, we can go forward and we can better our relationship with all everybody that we deal with. And I also want to say that I do writing. I put them in my internet, South Bronx Concerned Citizens, on the Facebook area. There's a lot of things that I write, and also a lot of the presentations that I do, I gladly put them on uh, Facebook because of the fact of the matter that it's simple and simplified things that people just need to know. At 17, I dropped out of high school. Before I knew it, I was a father, no work, back in the 60s. Then, therefore, I joined the service. I joined the service. In a matter of speaking, was the best thing that I did. I didn't have an education, didn't come back and got one. Then, therefore, whatever benefits that I'm getting is the benefits from the fact that I got shot. Okay, not the benefits because I actually worked for it as far as education. But I did educate myself after years and also went back to school after years and decided that this is the field that I love the best. The field of dealing with healing, the healing of people, the taking care of people that are in so much need. You know, I am concerned as a citizen of the Community Board 2. I am concerned with the African burial ground. I am very concerned. Nothing is being done. Nobody's taking action. People are getting money. What is going on? I don't understand. I'm reading about these things and I just don't understand why a place where soldiers from the Revolutionary War, soldiers from the Second World War, soldiers from all the soldiers that participated, slaves, were buried there. And sometimes a couple of important people, poets, were buried there. And therefore, what is the problem with putting a monument to this place and actually commemorating, giving something to these people, letting them set free? Because these people are still enslaved in their graves because they're not free. They need to be free. And that's one of the things that we try to educate in our organization. Okay? Our organization is small, very small. It's 2 people. But let me tell you something. We take care of about 30 or 40 people a year because we have to deal with them in such a delicate way for them to come in a proper form. Then therefore, the amount of people that come in have to be controlled so we can do the job that is needed to be done. Or as far as the turnover, as far as anger management or domestic violence or any of them, the turnover, once they're there, usually they come back and finish their job because that's the way we treat them. We treat them like family. And then therefore, that's one of the things that a lot of institutions don't have and have lost. A lot of us are working slave jobs. $15 an hour ain't no money. But yet everybody's proud of giving out $15 an hour when people are making money and making billions and they don't want to give up nothing. So then therefore, aren't we still in slavery? Yes, indeed we are. And we will continue to be there until we wake up, until we start smelling the coffee. And let me tell you something, the coffee is not American, the coffee is probably Caribbean. That's rich coffee.
Peter, I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Okay, with your presentation, what you trying to get out of Community Board 2 to assist you with or give you or support you? What way are you looking for that? What are you actually looking for from Community Board 2?
Well, you know what? I feel I'm a member of Community Board 2. I am like I feel a particular I've been knowing the Community Board 2 for the longest time and been in it and been through a lot of things in it. And then therefore, I know that I need to work my community. And through the community board, we can do a lot. And even if I'm not part of the community board and I'm an outsider, I still can give a lot of information or help in many areas. It's not about you giving me anything. It's about we giving each other something. Because sharing is the most important thing that we need to do. Collaborating, making sure that we're going to go somewhere together. Because you see, right now, I think there's a program that might be coming up, and it's about uniting the people in such a way that people start going back to cleaning the streets, cleaning the buildings, doing things that are volunteering themselves to making sure their area in the community is clean. And I think that is something that is important that must be done. But the community board, I love it. I enjoy it. I missed it. At the same time, I want nothing from it. As a matter of fact, I want to give.
Okay. What day do you have your I guess your classes pertaining to the men that I guess is abusive towards their female companions or wife or associates? Is that something you do every week or once a week, or what days does that occur in your office?
We are right now we're open 3 times a week. Now, we're supposed to be open from 10 to 3. But what happens is that a lot of times what we do is we do it by appointment. So we might have 2 people in the morning and 2 people in the afternoon. Because of the COVID, we need we cannot have no more than a few people in the office. Then therefore 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, 2 hours each. Then therefore they're gone next. And then therefore each day that will happen on the 3 days that we're there. Because those are the only 3 days that we actually, have people come in. Okay.
So, Pete, I think you should put your in the chat box so that people can reach out and contact you directly if they want to entertain or be involved with the activity that you're doing in the community. Me personally, I know you do a great job for the community, and you have a lot of young men that don't know how to treat young females or females of any age in our community. They're very disrespectful. I walk the streets all the time in my community, and I'm just amazed how they talk to females walking down the street that they never met in their life. They just saw. I mean, you just can't walk with the females and say negative stuff or touch them. But we have a lot of that behavior in our community. I'm totally against that. So I think you should put up your information so that people can reach out to you, call you, and have a detailed conversation, or be committed to join your services that you are offering the community.
Well, let's put it this way. I'm sorry.
I said you put your information in the chat box so they can reach out to you.
Yeah. The thing, I just want to say that the important thing, one of the things that I'm talking to you and I talked to the church a few weeks ago, is about getting people that are interested in really talking about change in the community, talking about themselves, talking about, doing an actual dialogue circle of men that are willing to look at different areas of importance. So what am I doing? I'm really basically recruiting, right? So if people are interested, if let's say Mr. Sherman has a particular amount of young people that might need a particular amount, I can do presentations at your place. You don't have to. So the idea is I can come to you if you have people. There's no charge because this is me going to the community and giving out what I have.
Okay. I got you, Peter, but you got to put it in the chat box so people know how to contact you. I got your information, but some of the people listening to it right now does not know where you're located, and your contact information is very powerful so that they can reach out to you.
On the what he presented.
What's what
screen?
I hear that, Richard. Say that again.
His information was on the screen in one of the boxes.
I see it now.
Yeah.
South Bronx Concern Inc. Yeah, 936 Interville Avenue. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That it's already there. Basically, it's Facebook. Southbound Concerns is Facebook, and you get all the information. Well, it basically it's a combination of family and things that we do in Southbound Concerned Citizens. So it's interesting. And I hope that you guys have some kind of idea as to what I'm talking about and the kind of collaboration that basically that we're looking for with you. And it's about teaching our children, our youth, our young men about fatherhood, about our young men get in trouble bad because of the fact that they're still young, they're still playing around, and their women are trying to be straight and stuff, and sometimes they get into big fat jams, And so we have to educate these young people that once you get into a marriage, you need to stop. You need to stop because you're going to get in a lot of trouble. Jail.
Peter, I agree with you, but we live in a community where a lot of these young men don't even know who their fathers are. They raised by their mother and their grandmothers. They have no contact with their pops. Their pops are locked up in jail, or they just left the state totally. So it's a lot of things go in their mind mentally, and leadership in the men role is something that's lacking in our community. I remember years ago, I got in an argument with a guy because I stopped at a corner right on Simpson Street, 163rd Street. And I was talking to this young guy I knew, and the guy walked up on me, started getting on my case about talking to the guy. I said, I knew this kid since he was a kid, little baby. What are you talking about? Oh, well, he's working with me now. I said, personally, I don't give a toot if he's working with you or not. I'm just saying hello to him. And I indicate to the young gentleman that he should get a job, take care of his little baby son that he recently had. He did get a job. He did get off the street for a while, but a couple of years later, I saw him. He's back in the same predicament that he left, and now he's locked up with a 5-year sentence in jail for distributing drugs on the streets of New York City. But those are some things that we try our best to do and give leadership roles, but some kids just fall on the wayside. They fall off the ship. There's nothing we can do about it, but keep dealing with it every day the best we can. I know how it is. I've been in this neighborhood all my life. I know how the South Bronx is, and I agree with you 100%. But we need other men that know what time it is to take action towards preventing that. We need other men to tell young men who are their sons, their brothers, and nephews, cousins, or whatever, listen, you walk down the street, you can't talk to a lady like that. Keep your hands to yourself. It doesn't work that way. Like you said, you have to educate. You have to make them grow at the same time. That's the only way it's going to happen, With the black burial ground that you're talking about, I can't tell you why people are not participating with it at all. I'm Afro-American. My uncles fought in the Vietnam War. My grandfather was in World War II, so I know where you're coming from, but people have to step up to the plate. You can't make nobody step up to the plate. Is it a lack of education? I can't say it is or it's not, but people know what's going on and they have to step up. Some people just go to work, go home, go to work, come home, and sooner or later, you have to look outside that realm and see that things are going around you, whether you like it or not. They're not positive things, and you need to participate in making your community a better community, especially for your young youth in your community. That's simple as that, Peter. We can't force nothing on nobody. We only could ask, we only could hope, we only could educate them and direct them in the right direction. We cannot make nobody do nothing. And that's what you're trying to do, get people to work with you, but it's going to be a hard task. I'm telling you now, I know.
Yeah, let me say something that I think this is saying that you better take care of the children and teach them then when the children, and don't wait until they get to be grown because it's too late. It's too late. And a lot of times, we have to look at the way, okay, we have a lot of poor people. And I was poor myself, but also I was taught respect. And it has a lot to do with the inner core of the family, okay? Where did the family core start off from? Father's not there. He's taken away. He's abusive. The woman's taking care of all his children. There's a lot of issues that are going on. And there's a lot of people that are sitting down just looking at things like this and do nothing, okay?
I agree. Okay. All right. Do anybody else have any questions for Peter?
Chair,
you,
no one has
everybody.
their hands raised. There's no questions.
All right, Peter, we're gonna say thank you for your presentation and we're gonna move
No,
forward. I'll be
no,
in touch with you. And I
no,
really appreciate you showing up today. Thank you.
no problemo.
I
You're
want to
welcome.
apologize. I was trying to seeing Peter. I saw you a couple of times. I remember you were up on Longwood, but I'm gonna come and see you and try and get into this a little bit further. Okay. I
Yeah,
like what you're talking about and a couple of things that are important to me as well. So we'll be in touch, though.
that is appreciated.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Peter, I want to tell you one more. This is a personal story. I remember sitting at the table years ago when I was a kid. I was in the 8th grade, and then I got to the 9th grade, and I told my brothers, I was telling them, I said, I don't think our mother understand what we're doing. And that's when I realized that my mother only had an 8th grade education. By that time, I was a senior in high school. But I know that every day she checked our homework. We had to have something on that paper. And I
That's right.
always appreciated that she made us show us something, whether she knew, understand, or something. And when they had Parents Teacher Association Day, she came to that school. We better have good marks. I'm telling you. That was it. So I give my mother that credit. She's dead now, deceased. But I always say thank you because you made me the person I am today. And I got 4 kids. 3 of my kids have college degrees. The 4th one got a good job with MTA, but my thing has always been education. I strongly believe if you enlighten your mind will take you in the right direction. But thank you, Peter, so much for giving
Yeah,
the presentation.
hold on a second. I just want to ask a young person that just asked me about that he was going to get in contact with me. I'd like to ask his name, please.
Kevin.
Kevin. Okay,
Kevin, where you at? Tell me your name.
Kevin.
Kevin Ellison. I'm sorry, Peter. How you doing?
Okay, listen, Kevin, call me. Okay, before don't just go.
No,
over there.
understood. Understood.
Okay,
Definitely.
so that we can, if you want to meet or something, it's fine.
No,
Okay?
no problem. We'll speak on the phone first, definitely.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Ralph, let's move to our next presenter, please.
Is it okay if I stay on?
Yeah, you can stay on.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Chair, we have I think Mr. Alfonso Smith is on also from the Commission of Human Rights.
Yes, I'm here. Good evening, everyone. Just want
Good
to
evening.
first and foremost, thank you all for having me this evening. My name is Alfonso Smith. I'm the lead advisor on youth initiatives at New York City Commission on Human Rights. And the Commission on Human Rights are basically our mission as an agency, a city agency, is to enforce the anti-discrimination law in New York City. So if anybody experiences discrimination in employment when trying to get a job or on the job, trying to obtain a home or an apartment, or in a public setting, we are the agency that receives those complaints and conducts investigations based on discriminatory claims. So we were founded in 1944 in response to the Harlem riots of 43, just due to the racial tensions within New York City. So Mayor LaGuardia at the time created our agency which originally started as addressing race relations within New York City, and then we later evolved into a city agency to enforce the human rights law, which is the anti-discrimination law in New York City. We have offices in all 5 boroughs, and we have 4 divisions. Our law enforcement division, which is all of our attorneys that conducts investigations and intake. We have a community relations division, which is what I'm a part of, where we're tasked with community outreach and education. We also have an office of mediation and conflict resolution that for those that may not want to file an official complaint, but are open to mediation, we have that option for people as well. And then we have our office of chair, which is headed by our new commissioner, Commissioner Annabelle Palmer. And basically the role of that office is to address legislation and policy to make sure our law is as encompassing of all New Yorkers as possible. As we all know, New York City is a very diverse city, having many different people with many different backgrounds, and want to make sure that everybody's rights are protected. They're not denied opportunities because they are discriminated against because of things such as their race, their gender, national origin, religion, gender identity, and a host of other different protected categories that we have under the law. Our law is one of the most comprehensive laws in the nation because we cover a vast amount of people in New York City. So basically, just wanted to give you a breakdown, introduction to who we are as an agency and what we do. But to go into my specific role as a lead advisor on youth initiatives, my job is to have conversations regarding the rights and protections under the law with young people. So my role is creating different youth workshops and programming to engage youth on conversation and why this law is relevant to young people. So just as some of these different things have been mentioned this evening about how the things that our young people are going through, the experiences that they have faced, some of the different challenges that they have faced, they are experiencing discrimination just as well, being followed in a store because of their race or because they seem to be suspicious like they will steal something, and a lot of that being motivated because of their racial identity. Also thinking about some of the different slurs that young people have faced because of their sexual orientation or their gender identity. A lot of these different things that we have been seeing throughout New York City, and young people are experiencing these things in real time and are not aware of the existence of our agency. So it's basically my job and my team's job to make sure that youth are, one, able to identify what discrimination is, two, know the recourse that they can take if they do experience discrimination, and number three, make sure that they, again, know that that we welcome them with open arms to be involved, to push us to do our job and enforce the law that we are tasked with enforcing. We have a vast amount of different youth workshops. We work with different schools, different community organizations that service youth, where we facilitate some of our different workshops in a style where it's not lecture based, but where we are hearing from young people, where they are able to give their insights on topics. Also, be able to share personal experiences that they have had with discrimination. Making sure that, one, we are bringing young people to the table and we are being made aware of what different things that they are going through and ways that we can be of service to young people. Also, one of our most recent initiatives that we launched in the pandemic last year, we officially launched our first ever youth council. So we're in our second year right now, where we have young people throughout the city that are tasked with not only giving us recommendations and feedback on how to reach young people, but also tasked with leading and spearheading different service projects that they come up with, and as well as planning our annual youth symposium. So we're not only tasked with educating young people, or not only just looking to just give them information, but actually have them apply that information where they're able to educate their peers, where they're able to give our agency insight on how to better reach young people. So that, just because, again, discrimination can be, I always say discrimination can be traumatic. We see a lot of these different experiences. Just for example, under the law, of you cannot be discriminated against in employment because of your criminal background. And we see that there have been, which was stemmed from the Ban the Box Act. So, and we've seen a lot of young people with different forms of criminal history being denied from employment, being denied these different opportunities, and we all know if young people have the door shut in their face from time to time when they're trying to do the right thing, they're likely to end up doing the wrong thing. So we just wanted to. So our job is really to make sure that we get that information out there, and so again, they can identify what discrimination is. They can be able to know who to report these instances to, and who to and learn about the process in filing a complaint with our office, and as well be able to utilize the information that we're given not only within a workshop with us, but to be able to apply that moving forward. I'm a firm believer in we are tasked at giving youth the guidance for them to give us the direction. So that's really my personal goal. We give the information out there, and we want to make sure that young people feel empowered to give us a direction on how we can reach other young people and how we can continue the work that we're doing. I will definitely put in some of our, put in links that has our youth brochure that details some of our different programs, as well as some information from our website that really details some different aspects of our law and how people are protected, as well as my contact information for anybody that is interested in us coming to a school, speaking at a youth organization, just to continue to get this information out to make sure young people are are protected under the human rights law in New York City. Yeah, I will put that in the chat right now. If there's any questions, I'm definitely open to answering any questions.
Yeah.
How big is your department? You're talking about a vast program. Can you handle it?
Can you say that one more time for me?
How big is it a big department, or are you struggling to do all of this work?
Good question. Yeah. I mean, we like across the agency, we have like maybe 200 employees, but that's just across all of our divisions. Our community relations bureau is probably comprised of like 50 individuals, if I had to guesstimate, and we cover all 5 boroughs. So yeah, it can be a daunting task. Like our Bronx team specifically is just recently made a hire, so we have grew our team in the Bronx by very little. But as mentioned before, like doing this type of work is never always the most resourced. And we're a city agency, so yeah, we work for the city. So just imagining people that are doing this work that are in a nonprofit that really have less resources than we do. So although that we can talk about us being understaffed, we definitely make sure that we do all that we can, because we know there's always somebody less resourced than we are.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what? You're like an extension, really, more like a mother type thing to, let's say, an organization like ours. We basically work with that particular population, and it is so difficult because of the fact of the discrimination that they go through. They go through a whole lot, and it doesn't matter what color they are. Sometimes it's about, if it's a girl, it's about shape, in some cases. And when it's a boy, sometimes it's other things that go on. But the fact is that our children not being treated properly, and the reason is because the whole population is dealing with it the same way. So the institutions work with it in that manner. If we work in it in a negative way where we don't pay attention to our children walking down the street, or those that are not doing the right thing, or whatever the case may be, then therefore we're not paying attention to our community, and therefore that translates into something bigger, where the child becomes abandoned, feeling abandoned, and at the same time, when you feel abandonment, you feel that you want to commit crimes, okay? Because you want to take it out on somebody. And we can't let these children go that far. Look how dangerous it's getting out there. Shootings like crazy. We can't even walk the streets in peace. My wife doesn't let me go out. Forget it. Darkness, I'll be shooting into the house before the sun comes down or before the lights go on. But the fact is that our children need help. And I am glad to hear that there's an agency in such that has that capacity. Now, I hope that agency is also communicating with other smaller agencies around the communities that can do other things for you that are.
Hello?
You hear that?
Hello?
That's, yeah,
Mr.
that
Smith,
is so important
sorry, Peter, go
for
ahead.
them to be able to survive. Okay, so I'm glad. I'm glad to hear you, and I hope that we continue our conversation also.
Yeah, most definitely. And I just want to address two quick points that you made, Peter. One, yes, we definitely make sure to try to work with different community organizations and like that's really tasked in our community relations division, like establishing partnerships with people that are day to day in the community, to see how to better service the people that you directly touch. So making sure that that partnership is strong is very important to us. And also, when we think about again young people and like a lot of the behavior and actions that we have been seeing, the
Yeah,
uptick in some of the violence and crime. If we really think about it, yeah, we could talk about education, but we got to talk about access to information as well.
yeah,
Yeah, so being able to have access and know where to go when like you have this specific issue, when you have that specific issue, which is why I've always believed that community boards are very key in making sure that we share our, like we work with many different community boards throughout the city and making sure that we get our information out to them, so because they're usually one of the first people to have contact with community and being able to share that information on, okay, this may be a service that could benefit you or help you in this moment. So yeah, just really making sure that we provide, that we all work together to provide access to information for people that don't have it, because that leads to the miseducation that leads to the things that we're currently seeing. So yeah, thank you for bringing up those points.
Sure.
yeah. Like,
Mr. Smith, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
First, I want to make sure I got this right. Annabelle Palmer is now the commissioner of the New York City Commission on Human Rights.
Yes, yeah, effective like a couple, like about a month ago or
Okay.
two. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Now, second, you don't forget to put your information in the chat box so everybody know how to contact you.
Most definitely.
And third, the chat box is important to me because I'm gonna reach out to you. Maybe I can collaborate with me, you, and Peter to do some youth workshops in our community because South Bronx need a lot of help with their kids. That's a good thing. And the education about the criminal background, I think we are underserved as kids. But a lot of kids come to me and say, I went for a job interview. They told me they couldn't hire me because I have a criminal background. I said, well, what did you do? Oh, I went to the store, man. I was hungry. I took something to eat, and now they're holding up because the police arrested me. Things like that shouldn't deter a young person from moving forward to getting a good job, probably getting a job and going back to school eventually. But kids drop out of school, they go back like a lot of other people do. You quit a job, you find another job, and you wind up in the first job, you quit sometime. These are things that happen to people. But we need to work with our kids the best we can. And I hope you can reach out to Peter and me so we can collaborate on something. And Mr. Richard Sherman probably is going to be somebody who's going to reach out to you too to see what he could collaborate with you moving forward.
Absolutely.
So, I see you putting up stuff now. Okay. All right, that's good.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm putting up a few things now, and yes,
Okay.
most definitely, especially with the criminal history piece.
Yes.
Yeah, I have. There's people that work with our office that have more expertise in that area than I do. I can give you base knowledge of that area, but if there's specifically people that want to talk about like criminal history discrimination within employment. We have a liaison that speaks to those issues.
I know exists. I know a few guys that did 5, 10, 15 years come home with degrees, master degrees, and everything. I knew a guy that came off of jail after 20-something years with a PhD, and he having a hard time getting a job. He said, "I served my time. I mean, why they holding this against me?" But that's how it is, you know. They don't know who to contact, reach out to. So knowing this information will help me give these guys some leadership and reach out to you where you might be able to assist them better than I can assist them. I thank you for showing up today. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. Again, thank you all for having me. Really appreciate it. I put my email in there. Feel free to reach out. Definitely looking forward to connecting. If there's any, again, we also have responded to different discriminatory incidents in schools, but we try to be as proactive as possible rather than reacting. So if there's any like schools that'll be interested in the workshops that we have available, or any youth spaces, or any time or any community events where young people are at and you want us to be present, always feel free to reach out, and we'll definitely see if we can accommodate your request.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's move on, Mr. Chair, please.
Okay, let's move on. Next guest.
No more guests. We're up to old business now.
Hi, Ralph. Hi, Larry. It's Christina from the DA's office. I just want to make.
Hey, Christina, what's up?
How you doing?
All right.
So, I heard what you were saying, and I'm sorry that I'm not. I'm on my way to another meeting and I'm driving. But I heard what you were saying about the criminal record and the discrimination that happens behind that. And there was a whole within the city of New York check the box initiative to prevent that discrimination. But I know that on behalf of New York State and our office, there is something called the New York State Ceiling Statute, in which people who haven't had run-ins with the criminal justice system for over 10 years, and they meet the criteria based on their previous record and the type of crimes it was, be it a misdemeanor, what type of misdemeanor, what type of felony it may have been. If they meet the criteria and they haven't had run-in with criminal justice within 10 years, then they have an opportunity to seal their record. And so I can email you the information for the New York State Stealing Statute. We do have a department within the office that does help people free of charge fill out those applications so that they can, go on with their lives and progress.
But, I have a question with that. I got a friend, like I said, I got a few friends, 10, 15, 20 years, master degrees, 2 years, 4-year degrees. One guy got a PhD. He was 23 years in jail, and he complained to me that I just don't understand how they're holding this against you. So after 23 years, you still say he's suffering because of a crime he met as a young kid? I just don't understand why people won't give these people another opportunity. Because, if you stop them from moving forward, they're bitter, they're angry, they're mad. They go out and they have a lot of influence on our young kids. And a lot of them don't want to go that route no more. They want to change their lives. So whatever you could give our way, Christina, that would be great. And we'd be very appreciative, because we need some help from these people coming out of jail. Because they come back to their community. I try to tell people that.
Right.
They come back to the community where they lived, they committed crimes and everything, because that's all they know. So if you're born in the South Bronx, you lived in the South Bronx, you went to jail in the South Bronx, when you get out, most of your relatives and friends are in the South Bronx. That's where you're coming back. But they want to change their lives, so they need help.
Right. And I completely agree with you in that they did the time, they served, and now it's time for them to be contributing community members. I totally agree with that. And that's why, this, again, with legislation and policy at the DA's office, we don't make the legislation or policy. However, we do have to follow it. And as far as the New York City Ceiling Statute, while we might have been on the other side of the courtroom, we do offer the service of helping these people who fit the criteria again. As far as who can fit the criteria, who comes up with that, the legislators. But I will say I can definitely forward you the info. Maybe your friend meets the criteria. And when I say haven't had a criminal justice encounter in 10 years, that doesn't mean what they were sentenced. It just means like post their sentence, they were they didn't have an encounter within 10 years after their sentence.
Yeah,
But I
no.
will send that information your way.
Well, let me say that I know a couple of gentlemen that have what they call it a certificate of release, and they say they still can't get jobs even though they got the certificate of relief from the governor of the state of New York at the time they was pardoned or was outside or served their time. So I'm trying to figure out what does a certificate of relief do for these ex-cons.
You know what? I will inquire about that, and I will connect you with someone in our office who can better answer that question.
But you have heard of certificate of relief?
Yes, I do. Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
Okay,
heard.
all right.
Yes.
I told the guy I didn't know about it. I can't help you. I don't know. I'll find out. Okay, thank you, Christine. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So old
Yeah.
business now. We're up to old business. We do have new business.
What we doing first? Old business?
I don't know if there's any no. If no one's speaking up for old business, is going to new business then.
Okay, that worked.
So new business, Cynthia.
Yeah,
I
that's
see
for the
we-
principal.
Yeah, Principal Jackson is still here. Maybe she want to just discuss this.
Yes. And I actually, on the agenda, it's clipped her, oh God, on the second page, it
I
has,
had it. I got it up.
oh, I'm sorry, I have,
AMI?
go ahead.
Principal Jackson.
Yes, hi. Hello, everyone. My name is Tamika
No.
Jackson. I'm the principal of New Vision's AIM Charter High School 2 in the South Bronx. We are actively recruiting students. We are an alternative school. We take students from the ages of 15 to 21. So those are students, if you're not familiar with transfer schools, they are students that have not done well traditionally in other schools, and it's almost like a second chance school in a way. Students can graduate a bit faster. They can get 15 to 18 credits in about 1 year. And our focus for students that we look for are students that have either identified as homeless, have been court involved, and or foster care. So that is our primary source of students that we recruit. But we are actively recruiting for this trimester, and we also recruit continually throughout the year. We're on a trimester schedule, so we just finished trimester 1, and we're in trimester 2. We are located in the South Bronx. I've been here for about 5 years and served in this community, and it's been amazing and rewarding. But a lot of the things that has been talked about so far around court involvement, around students, and how we are preparing them, how they are dealing with not just life, but community. We are well versed in that, and we work with students every single day. So we wanted to just make you all aware that we are here. We are recruiting. We're a small school. We have about 260 students, and that's on purpose because we know the kids. We get to know them. We know their parents, their guardians, and people that they're associated with. And we help not just with academics. Right now, we actually have students going through OSHA certifications. We just had students, doing some getting certified in hair braiding and other things that they are interested in. So we try to keep them engaged in school, as well as preparing them to be able to make money and be entrepreneurs even outside of school. So we just want to let you all know that we are recruiting students and staff in a couple of different areas, but yeah, we're here. And I could put my information in the chat again. And I'm not sure if anybody has any questions for me.
The floor is open for questions. Any questions? No questions?
Well, at graduation, do these students have to do a Regents exam, or do they do a type of assessment?
Good question. All of our students do Regents exams.
I don't understand, Ms. Jackson, because we always complain about youth, and right now we have no questions. I find that amazing, but people should want to know more about the school, how to get their kids off the streets to go to the school. It's close by the South Bronx. We're in the South Bronx, so we should be inquiring more information from you. I'm gonna reach out to you. I see I got T Jackson 27 at charter.newvisions.org, right?
Correct, that is me.
I'll reach out to you, Ms. Jackson. Thank you for coming today and giving a presentation, basically telling us that your school exists. I know where this school is at, but I think the last time I was there was under a different name. I'm not sure.
Yes, it was, so 5 years ago, we were under, it was called Rhodes Charter School.
Okay,
Now
I'm saying, wait a
we're
minute.
in the Bronx Regional Building, yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, I'd like to say thank you for showing up today and giving a presentation to us. And hopefully that we can reach out and see what we can do. Maybe I can collaborate something going on in the school to help get kids off the street too.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
All
What's
right.
next, Ralph?
Thank you so much. We just want to notify people the School Construction Authority is doing some construction at PS 75. We received a notice and we blasted it out so everyone can see it. We also got a listing of our charter schools in our district. So I do see New Visions is here as a high school, but these are the charter schools that's up on our screen now that are in our district right now. Just so that we are made aware of them. What else? This is a notice regarding a grant that was awarded for $6 million to 78 schools. There were a couple of the schools in our district that received those grants. The Saturday Night Lights is still going on at the Hunts Point Rec Center. Also, you have about a week left. If you never registered to be in the rec center, the New York City Parks Rec Center, it's free until the end of the year. After that is going to be a fee. I think the fee is $75 now. Urban Health is having a holiday food distribution tomorrow on the 16th between 11 and 3 at Fields of Dreams, which is on the corner of 7 Boulevard and 167th Street. It's in Spanish. We have here free toys that are going to be given away on Sunday. I think this is Saturday the 18th from 12 to 2 at 12
Wow.
to
This is
4.
Joanna. I'm sorry to interrupt. Is there a way you could email me those flyers? I can share with the families and employees.
Yeah, absolutely. All the flyers.
Thanks.
Okay, it's not a problem.
I'll send that with the web chat tomorrow.
Thanks.
What else
Please,
we got?
me too.
We got another toy giveaway happening on the 21st, which is Tuesday, 1035 Longwood Avenue. That's the precinct. Yes, this is the precinct's annual one. They got about 1,000 gifts. It's gonna be a long line, so people need to get there early. And then another Christmas giveaway from the Community Affairs and YCO on Monday the 20th at 1075 Hall Place. This is the same one from the precinct coming back up to Winter Wonderland. So we got a bunch of toy giveaways, some other exciting news regarding school construction. So that's it for the announcements on my part, Mr. Chair.
Okay, we get ready to close this meeting. Anybody have any announcement? Anything else they want to say before we close? Any more presenters before we close? So everybody that's signing on our link, they're going to get the information you guys showed, the flyers and everything that they sent there?
Not everybody that signed in, but Johan was one
I
that
always
requested it. So
I always send it to the people that put their information in the web chat plus your committee.
Okay, that's good.
So do you want me to sign in, like use the chat as a sign in, or?
Yes.
you
So
should do that, Joanne, please.
Oh, this works.
so everyone that puts their information in the chat, every time we have a meeting, I send out whatever flyers are spoken about in the web chat.
And that's it, Mr. Chair.
Okay, do we need a motion to close, Ralph?
Yes, you do. Well, actually, let me just see something here.
Ralph, I think the guy from Parks wants to say something. Alberto.
Alberto, you want to say something?
Yes, I just wanted to just give a quick announcement because we had a last minute event that we managed to get, but we didn't get a flyer for. We have a giveaway here at Hunts Point, a toy giveaway at Hunts Point here on Friday from between 3 to 5 as well.
This Friday, from what time again?
From 3 to
Between
5.
3 and 5.
Hey,
For
Alberto, what you doing? Listen, Alberto, why don't you put it in the chat box too for us, please? If you get a
Not a
chance.
problem. Not a problem. Also, I have which email do I send in order to send a couple of flyers? We just received some new flyers for the new classes that are going to start in January for the youth and adults and seniors as well. So I just want to be able to send that.
Cynthia's on the line right now.
Send it to the community board one, Alberto, please. All right.
I'm putting it in the chat right now.
Not a problem. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Maggie made the motion.
I second.
Richard seconds. There it is, Mr. Chair.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen.
Happy
Thank you so
holidays.
much.
Good night.
Appreciate it.
Happy
Happy holidays.
holidays.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Have a
Good
good
night.
night.
When you're ready, Cindy.
All right, give me a second.
Good night, people.
Okay, everyone, have a good night.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Good night.